What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. A book entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon Kindle Create Space. This is the Hurricane Harvey update, right? From where I'm sitting. Um, Hell of a storm. Um, it's like a mixed bag. Like, I'm in a lucky spot, so I didn't really get affected. So that's one thing. Um, some of y'all don't know, like, there are a lot of people without flood insurance because of, in some ways, where they live and not being a flood area where they live, but even the places that weren't flood areas got flooded. So, when they talk about people not having flood insurance, it's because of that, really. A storm just sat over the city, just 52 inches of rain per se, but it's a mixed bag because, like I said, I'm lucky. I'm in one of those lucky spots that had maybe 3 hurricanes since I've been in this house, and I've always not had a problem. People will come out where I'm at because I'm just in a good spot. The power stays on and all the other good stuff, but that's me. That's not other people. That's not the rest of the city. You feel me? So I went volunteering today, and I wound up getting on the freeway, I-10. Some of y'all know I-10 goes from Florida all the way to California. So it's just a straight highway that goes from one side of the country to the next. So I get on I-10, and there's certain parts where there's a particular part around where I live where it's gonna overflow. Like, it's right by a bayou, and that bayou, even when it rains heavy, that bayou could overflow. So I'm riding today because I wasn't able to go this way, and basically the water was on they put these little air dams out now, but the water was basically on the freeway. And so at first it was like a 2-lane highway. You had to use like the last lane and the HOV lane because it was on the highest part of the ground, but water had already covered it. So that's how bad the freeway can be at certain spots. If you get closer to downtowns at certain spots, because it dips down, underwater. Don't even waste your time. There are low points that are clear right now, and you can drive through, just cover your nose because it smells like sewage, because that's how much water was there. As far as damage, even in my area, because the way it's set up, while the water's still receding, you can get clear passage to certain places. Like, you probably could get to certain places. You probably can get to every part of town, but you might not be able to get in to every part of town. You probably can get in that area, but not necessarily an address. Because even if you get off the freeway and you get on certain streets, you're blocked off. You can't go because it's flooded. Subdivisions flooded, apartment complexes flooded. They literally had to, there are certain, like, car dealerships. They have car dealerships in Houston. There, people know they're like on the side of the freeway. There's certain car dealerships, depending on what side of town you're talking, and they're right next to the freeway. No matter which one you're talking about, they were underwater. Like, every car in the car lot underwater. I don't give a damn if it was a little bitty economy car to the big old dually underwater. So that's how it's going. Where I'm at, I was driving through a neighborhood today that I going down a little side road that was, I guess it was closed off. I didn't know that because I didn't go that way. I was just trying to get out of traffic. No fences. Like, you drive down the street and you would see fences, no fences. Water knocked down every damn fence. You just see all backyards. The houses that have the patio coverings, they're bent. Um, whole streets full of carpet, furniture, refrigerators, washers and dryers. Um, yeah, it's just not cool. Um, but I will say, like I said, I'm gonna go out volunteering tomorrow too. I'm actually off until Labor Day, so I was gonna actually go out of town to Lafayette, but you can't. Beaumont, which is east, going to Louisiana because I was about to go to Louisiana. Um, Beaumont's flooded. Port Arthur is flooded. That's like an hour and a half outside of town. So when you go if you try to go that way, you literally just gotta reroute you up and down, and it's not worth the hassle. They like people think Houston is bad, but which it is, but um, Beaumont, maybe in Port Arthur, don't have any clean water. Like the water's contaminated because the flood was so bad they stopped the pumps. So they actually need water there. You know, like Houston, people need water, clothes, diapers. People need a lot. I'm actually gonna go in my closet tonight and just all the clothes because as you can see, even when I make these videos, I wear my t-shirts a lot. I got a lot of clothes I don't wear, so if I don't need them, somebody else can definitely need them. So I'm gonna just get those. I'm gonna go to the church tomorrow and get those up. But for some of y'all who think it's not, I mean, it's bad. In certain spots, it's bad. I'm just lucky. I'm just one of the lucky people, and I think it's more unlucky people in Houston than lucky people at this particular point. Because I've been in this city for about 17 years, and I'm accustomed to downtown flooding, or the bayou by downtown, by the park that floods. Certain areas and neighborhoods that flood, but like, man, this is crazy. Lakes, man-made reservoirs or whatever, everything. Like they have these little overpass bridges of like the rivers that flow. If it would have rained one more day, I'm pretty sure that all of those rivers would have overflowed and flooded way more stuff, because it's going down. But just like if to give you guys an example, I have a retention pond on the outside of my subdivision. So what they do with these retention ponds, they plant trees in them. So the water could grow the trees, and like over time, certain trees they put in new subdivisions, and certain trees are like Christmas trees. So after they grow for so many years, they sell them as Christmas trees, right? In this pond, in this retention pond, they were trees that was 10 feet tall underwater. In the retention pond that made it by my house, and that one probably overflowed because the street in my neighborhood flooded. That's why I said we was lucky. Like I had to move my father's car and back it into my driveway because his car flooded. But this, so if people out there saying they need help, believe them. Man, it's real. I'm not one for FaceTiming and going out there and giving you footage like that. That's I was born in New Orleans. My family came and stayed with me and some friends when Katrina happened. When Hurricane Rita, some people were staying with me. There was another storm after that. Yeah, people stayed with me, and now this one. I'm not for filming people under these circumstances. This is not a good look for me, at least personally. But When people saying they need help, they do. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I wind up finding some more friends or friends or family who got nowhere to stay, and I just have to open my doors. It is what it is. So if you don't see videos from it for a while, that's because I can't make them because I got too many people in my house. My friends actually left yesterday because they had to evacuate their side of town. So, but they're back. They're safe. They actually have those homes that are up on like stilts. So, they made it. Their house made it at least. But yeah, man, I'm not. I don't. This ain't. It ain't pretty. I'll tell you that it ain't pretty. We out.